Cheesy the Podcast, presented by Just Cheesy Productions.
Hi there, I'm your host Fondue.
Cheesy here.
In this week's episode, we're talking all about the cheese grater.
Whoa.
We're going to talk about the history of the grater.
Ooh.
We discuss how to grate, why to grate, and when.
Whoa.
We're going to talk about some misused graters.
Oh.
And we're going to tell a very cheesy joke. Stay tuned for episode 211, Grate-ful, our Thanksgiving episode on Just Cheesy, the podcast. I'm sure you all know this, but a grater is a kitchen utensil used to grate or shred foods into fine pieces.
Right.
And there's truly a multitude of different shapes and sizes.
Yeah.
There's square, there's hexagonal, there's triangle, there's flat, there's round. There are just so many different cheese graters.
So many.
And according to cheeseculturemag.com, Francois Boulier and Isaac Hunt are usually credited with inventing the cheese grater in the 1540s.
Holy cow.
Boulier made his first grater from pewter, and it was meant to help households stretch budgets and take advantage of excess cheese.
Wow.
According to cheeseprofessor.com, there's a woman named Kathleen Thompson Hill, and she has a culinary collection that is over 3,000 pieces.
Whoa.
And that collection includes 70 to 80 cheese graters and choppers.
Holy cow.
There was an exhibition at the Sonoma Valley Museum of Art.
Whoa.
They showed things like the handmade grater with hand-punched holes from the 1890s.
Whoa.
There's one that's a trifold from the early 1900s.
Ooh.
There's one with a tin on top with a little box underneath.
Oh.
There's one called the Dial-O-Matic. It's round and it has 5 different types of cheese grating.
Wow.
It was made in Chicago in the 1950s.
Whoa.
There's one called the Knuckle Saver cheese grater, and it was made in the 1930s in Cincinnati.
Nice.
There's even a circular grater with a French fry cutter top made in England in the 1900s.
Whoa.
So Francois and Isaac get credited with inventing the cheese grater in the 1540s, but there's proof that there were graters way before that time.
There is?
According to ResearchGate.net in the Oxford Journal of Archaeology, there was a burial site at Lefkandi.
Whoa.
The site had things like iron arrowheads,
Whoa.
iron knives, warriors' accoutrement, and a bronze grater.
Wow.
According to Karwan'sArrayPublishers.com, they've dated the items from this site to around 1800 BC.
Holy cow.
They think the items are either heirloom or they were taken during a raid.
Whoa.
They say the graters seem to have been so popular that they spread throughout the Greek world
Wow.
as far as the shores of France.
Wow.
And they say they may have been adopted by various Italic cultures, notably the Etruscans.
Whoa.
Now, these may not have been for cheese. They were more than likely for spices.
Oh.
They said that a grater was a utensil that served a specific function that could just as easily be done by a simpler tool like a knife.
Oh, yeah.
But it's possible that they were used for expensive spices.
Oh.
They didn't seem to find any evidence of spices in Homer or other Greek literature.
Okay.
But they did find it in the writings of 600 BC, where they refer to frankincense, myrrh, cassia, and cinnamon.
Oh, wow.
So the graters go back at least to 600 BC.
Whoa.
Check out the article in our show notes because it has pictures of these ancient graters.
Neat.
Cheese graters from the ancient world are not sponsors, but if they were, their ad would go right here. Have you ever wanted to listen to the web?
Yeah.
Well, Newsly makes that possible.
They do?
They're an all-in-one audio super app for iOS and Android.
Super app.
You can listen to trending articles on the web on topics that you choose and get them read to you in a natural human voice.
What kind of topics?
Sports,
Cheese?
tech, business, science.
Cheese?
I'm sure there's even cheese.
Yay.
They even have an entire section for podcasts.
Are we there?
Of course we are.
Ooh.
It's one of my new favorite podcast apps. They even have digital radio.
Holy cow.
Just go to www.newsly.me to download it free.
Whoa.
Or use the link in the description. If you use the promo code CHEESY, that'll get you 1 month free premium subscription.
Yay. Newsly.
Now, back to the podcast. Cheese can obviously be grated in many different ways.
Yep.
They suggest the first choice is a cheese grater.
Yeah.
They talk about a box grater or a handheld grater.
Ooh.
Now, the nice thing about a box cheese grater is that there's usually different sizes and a shaver blade.
Ooh, yeah.
You can use a handheld grater, which usually only comes with one shredding thickness.
Oh, yeah.
The article talks about using a food processor.
Ooh. Ooh.
Usually you take a block of cheese, you put it in the food processor, turn it on, and it grates the cheese quickly. The only thing I find is that it's a little bit harder to clean.
Oh, yeah.
And there's also something called a zester.
Ooh.
This is the one that looks a little bit finer, and this is usually for things like Parmesan, where you can make it into more of a fine powder.
Yeah.
They say their fourth choice is a knife. You can chop it like carrot sticks.
Okay.
I don't prefer this method because it would take a
No?
really long time.
Yeah.
There's also a lot of opinions on whether you should shred it at home or buy it pre-shredded.
Oh.
A Taste of Home has 3 different reasons why you should do it yourself.
Okay.
A couple of the reasons come down to additives.
Oh.
You know, in those bags of cheese that are pre-shredded, there's usually some other added preservatives.
Oh.
They could have things like potato starch or cellulose, and this is
Okay.
usually added to make sure that the cheese doesn't stick together.
Of course.
The problem with the additive is that it doesn't allow your cheese to melt smoothly.
Aw.
A lot of times it comes out a little bit more clumpy.
Ew.
They also say that they think without these additives, the cheese actually tastes better. I think that's a matter of taste.
Sure.
And they also say you get more for your money.
Really?
An 8-ounce block of cheese yields more grated shreds than an 8-ounce bag of pre-grated cheese.
Whoa.
You know, we also came across a few articles that talked about using cheese graters in some unusual ways.
Oh, no.
Back in December of 2024, a Lions fan went to a football game to taunt the Packers and was grating literal cheese in the stands.
Why?
Knock it off, people.
Yeah.
Cheese is expensive. Don't grate cheese just for spite.
Come on, people.
NBCnews.com has a news article from 2008
Oh,
where
boy.
in Indiana, an armed robber held up a gas station using a cheese grater. He
What?
went to a bar, tried to hold them up with the cheese grater,
no.
and one of the would-be victims realized it wasn't a gun and threw him out of the bar.
Yeah.
They say he ran away, dropped the grater, and the police caught up with him.
Duh.
Don't want to hold up a bar with a cheese grater, but you do want to hold
No.
up a kitchen towel?
Yeah?
According to apartmenttherapy.com, they're using a cheese grater on the wall.
Huh.
In the top part, they're turning it upside down. In the top
Okay.
part, they're planting a plant
What?
and using the handle at the bottom to hold a kitchen towel.
Why?
They say you can turn it into a vase, use it to hang towels,
Ugh.
store your spoons and spatula in it.
Okay.
They talk about making it a jewelry holder or to
Okay.
contain your mail.
What?
I don't know. I like to use it as a cheese grater.
Right.
It's time for my favorite segment.
This week in cheese.
Well, the holidays are upon us.
Yeah.
And according to Delish.com, in an article called Never Say When Again, you can officially buy Olive Garden's iconic cheese grater. That's
Ooh.
right, we've talked about this before,
Yeah.
but there's something new.
Really?
Have you ever decided to go curbside for Olive Garden or get it delivered to your home?
Yeah.
And you went online and you went to the menu and you thought to yourself, gosh, I want to buy the cheese grater.
Sure.
Well, now you can.
Oh, boy.
That's right, I checked it out myself.
You did?
On Olive Garden's website, when you order from their menu,
Okay.
it's in the section for sides, sauces, and extras.
Ooh.
It's called Cheese Grater. It's $19.99. Now, this isn't just the grater.
Okay.
Guess what?
What?
Not only is this the grater,
Yeah?
but you even get a block of their Romano cheese to go with it.
Yummy.
I think this would make a fantastic gift for the holidays.
I'm ready for a joke, Fondue.
Okay. Why was the cheese invited to Thanksgiving dinner?
I don't know why.
Because everyone was grateful for it.
Oh, that was cute.
Aw, I know that was cute and a little bit cheesy. Thanks for listening to episode 211, Grate-ful.
Thank you.
You know what we're thankful for?
Yeah.
We're thankful for listeners like you.
Yeah, we are.
Without you, we would not have been named the #1 cheese podcast, according to podcast.feedspot.com.
Number 1.
Thank you again for listening, and we hope you enjoy your Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving and stay cheesy, everybody.